Yo, the whole timeline went wild yesterday because the internet started buzzing nonstop about a major moment in hip-hop history. The spotlight jumped straight onto Mr. Wavy Crockett himself, the Silver Surfer boss, Doug Bigger Valley Max B, finally stepping out after spending 16 long years behind walls. And the countdown had been floating around online for days, and the second he touched down, social media exploded with reactions. People had already been dropping hints for a minute, posting updates day after day, showing that his release was getting closer and closer. Back in the day, he had been hit with a heavy 75-year sentence tied to a serious situation that happened during that era of his career, a moment that changed everything for everyone involved. Later on, the situation shifted, and the charge was reduced to a lesser offense connected to a tragic outcome that had happened during that incident. He hasn't been able to sit down and fully revisit every detail of the case lately, especially after stepping away from the online space to handle different real-life situations. Even now, he admits he hasn't had the chance to dive deep into the paperwork, the reports, or the old court details to refresh everything that went down back then. What he does remember, though, is that the situation was serious and led to someone losing their life, which shaped the entire case from that point forward. Max B's return has everyone talking all over again, sparking debates, old stories, and new opinions as the culture tries to piece together how things might unfold for him now. With all that history connected to the original storyline, things naturally got stirred up again the moment Max B stepped back into the free world. Blessings to everyone involved in that old situation, and may those no longer here rest in peace with respect and dignity. But once Max B came home, the internet rolled out a digital red carpet instantly, and the conversation started breaking out in every corner of social media. One topic kept popping up over and over: the long-standing tension between him and Jim Jones. And of course, 50 Cent, being the master of online moments, wasted zero time jumping into the mix and turning the whole situation into another viral moment. He cracked jokes, tossed around slick references, and even dropped a throwback line inspired by the classic movie Belly, calling Jim Rico in a playful jab and saying, "Max home, it's packed in Harlem, Jimmy about to drop a dime on these dudes." The comment section went wild instantly. He even joked about someone becoming the D head out of Omaha, keeping that same movie energy going strong while fans tried to piece together what he really meant. Then he posted a clip of DJ Who Kid talking with Max B, where Max mentioned wanting to make music again and reconnect creatively. In that moment, Max told him to let Boo Boo, 50 Cent's old street nickname, know what's up, saying they should lock in at the studio and make something happen. The whole exchange had the internet buzzing because fans know when those kinds of conversations start happening, something big might be on the way. 50 Cent jumped on the moment fast, making sure he stayed right in the center of the online conversation as Max B's return kept heating up the timeline. Social media was already buzzing, and he knew exactly how to turn that energy into another headline that would keep everyone talking loud. Max had pulled up to Harlem for the big welcome home gathering, where they laid out a full red carpet vibe, cameras flashing everywhere as people celebrated his comeback like it was a movie premiere. Right after that, he showed up at the Jets game with confidence, iced up, smiling, looking like he never missed a beat. Then he hit the jeweler, grabbed fresh pieces, and even slid into the studio the same night, making it clear he was ready to lock back in and move with purpose. Max B came out sounding just like the Max everyone remembered. Same voice, same energy, same style, same charisma, acting like he had paused time instead of being gone for years. When it came to the tension between him and Jim Jones, the internet did what it always does. People ran straight to the old drama and started reposting every throwback moment they could find. Anyone who was tuned in during the Dipset era remembers how wild things were online back then, especially once Max started building momentum with his wave-heavy sound. Fans also made sure to show love to Stack Bundles. May he rest in peace, because he and Max brought a whole different vibe to the scene during that era, adding flavor and energy that people still talk about today. Max's harmonizing, his offbeat cadences, his catchy slang, and his big personality charisma turned him into someone impossible to ignore. But his clash with Jim Jones eventually tore things apart, and that fallout became one of the biggest talking points of that generation. The back and forth never reached a wild level, but the talk around Max B keeps pulling attention because of who he is as an artist and the impact he had during that era.
Addressed it and said, hey, dog, I'm not rocking with him.
I asked you before, how do you feel about getting past differences with certain people?
I'm petty.
Right, hold on. Some people you was able to get past that, right?
His fan base runs deep, especially among people who grew up glued to the internet watching every freestyle, every interview, and every street DVD drop like it was the news of the day. That whole DVD era was a lifestyle, and anyone locked into that scene remembers how Max B's presence had the culture buzzing non-stop. Back then, folks were grabbing every mixtape, every behind-the-scenes clip, every street DVD the moment it came out. That crowd, especially those from the East Coast, stayed tapped in with everything Max did. So once word started spreading that he was coming home, excitement went through the roof. Fans from that era started saying things like, "Oh, he's really touching down," while others instantly brought up the old tension with Jim Jones. But Jim Jones has already spoken on it clearly, saying he's not trying to reconnect and doesn't plan on building anything with Max moving forward. He made it known that he's simply staying in his own lane, living his life, and focusing on what matters to him now. He hasn't shown any interest in chasing conflict, trading jabs, or trying to spark anything online. He's moved past that chapter completely. People online like to twist things, but in reality, there's no situation where Jim Jones is looking for Max or trying to track down anybody. He even took a photo with one of his close relatives a while back when they were out at a local court area, just chilling, minding their business, and enjoying the moment. The internet kept running with the story, and by the next day, the conversation had grown even bigger, with everyone trying to predict what Max B's next move might be. Fans from every corner of the culture started jumping into comments, posting old clips, dropping theories, and arguing about whether old situations would get reopened or completely ignored this time around. The hype was getting louder by the hour, and Max hadn't even spoken publicly yet, which made the mystery even stronger. Some people online started saying he might reconnect with certain artists he had rocked with back in the day, while others believed he was stepping into a whole new direction with fresh faces and a cleaner mindset. A few folks even claimed he had unreleased music tucked away from before he went in, and if true, that alone would shake the whole scene instantly. The speculation had the internet on fire because everyone knows how quick the culture moves when someone with a strong legacy pops back out. Meanwhile, clips started floating around from people who said they had spotted him at different places, walking out of studios, linking with longtime friends, or pulling up to low-key spots just to breathe in the energy of the city again. None of these sightings were fully confirmed, but that didn't stop the comments from exploding with excitement every single time a blurry video hit the timeline. Through all of this, people kept bringing up his influence, talking about how his sound, slang, and delivery shaped a whole wave that younger artists still copy today. Even artists who never met him were giving him credit online, saying his style helped change the blueprint for melodic street music. That alone had fans arguing about where he should rank in the culture now that he's back in motion. With Max staying low-key, the mystery surrounding him keeps getting bigger, and the internet seems ready for whatever step he decides to take next.
Max B coming home. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No. Now we get past now. We can get past that now. You want to get past it? Or you want to dive more into it? Or you want me to tweak it?
I want you to get past it at some point.
You want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out because I don't want to crash out. Now, what I want for myself,
As the buzz kept building, the media outlets jumped in heavy, each one trying to get the first exclusive on Max B's comeback story. Reporters started calling around, bloggers were digging through old interviews, and reaction channels were dropping clips every hour trying to break down what his return meant for the culture. It felt like everyone wanted a piece of the moment, and the attention only made the story grow even wilder. People online began speculating about what his first official move in the industry might be. Some fans argued he should drop a single immediately to reclaim his spot, while others thought he needed to sit back, analyze the new landscape, and find the perfect rollout to shake things up. With the music game moving faster than ever, everyone had an opinion, and the debates got louder by the minute. Then conversations shifted toward the business side. Folks started asking questions about what type of team he had around him now, whether he was signing fresh deals, and how he planned to rebuild his momentum. Industry heads were whispering that several labels might be interested in partnering with him because of the loyalty he built over the years and the iconic lane he once dominated. Nothing was confirmed, but the whispers alone had people watching closely. At the same time, clips surfaced of different artists giving him public respect, calling him a pioneer and saying his creative style deserved credit long before the mainstream ever acknowledged it. That sparked even more arguments online as fans debated how influential he really was and whether he should be officially placed among the greats of his era. Even with all the noise, Max stayed cool and quiet, letting the world talk while he moved in silence. That silence was powerful because the less he spoke, the more people wanted to know what he was plotting behind the scenes. As the days rolled on, the conversation around Max B refused to slow down, and the streets kept buzzing like something big was right around the corner. Every time his name popped up online, the comment sections filled with people trying to connect dots, decode hints, and figure out what kind of comeback move he might be lining up. The energy felt almost like a countdown, even though nobody knew what the countdown was leading to. Then the talk shifted toward how the new generation would react to him stepping back into the spotlight. Some younger fans were just now discovering his older tracks for the first time, posting reactions saying his sound felt ahead of its time and still hit strong in the current music era. Others were comparing his style to newer artists and realizing how many of them had borrowed pieces of his flavor without even knowing the source. That sparked a whole new wave of conversations about legacy, originality, and who really paved the lane that a lot of performers use today. Meanwhile, older fans who grew up during his prime were telling stories online, remembering the first time they heard his wave-influenced flow or saw one of his early street DVDs. They talked about how his voice, his laid-back swagger, and his melodic style brought something fresh to the scene that wasn't common back then. Those memories had people feeling nostalgic, spreading old clips and rare recordings like they were brand new again. Industry insiders also began dropping quiet hints that meetings were happening behind closed doors and that Max might already be plotting a strategic move with a carefully chosen team. Nobody could confirm anything, but the whispers were loud enough to make people think something major was being prepared. Through all of this, Max kept his circle tight and stayed off the radar, choosing to move smooth instead of flashing every step online. That mystery only added more hype, making fans believe he was building something serious with intention and patience. Jim Jones once took a picture with Max B's son, and that photo keeps getting dragged back into the conversation every time their history comes up online. Recently, Jim made it clear that he still can't connect with Max on a personal level, but he explained it in a calm way, more like, "I just can't move around him, that's all." There wasn't any pressure behind it, no heated vibes, no wild energy, just distance and boundaries from two grown men who lived through a complicated chapter. Max B, on the other hand, already said he isn't stressing anything involving Jim. He mentioned that the situation is old, it's behind him, and he's not carrying any heavy feelings. He's focused, motivated, and moving with a whole new mission right now. He's thinking business, thinking branding, thinking forward. He's locked in on opportunities, not old storylines. But the internet is always going to run straight to the drama and refuse to let it fade. Online crowds keep pushing the angle that Jim Jones was the last person Max had tension with before everything changed, so they're reviving those old moments like it all just happened yesterday. Add to that the fact that Jim has been in the media heavy this year for different statements and situations, and people are quick to spin narratives whether they're accurate or not. In reality, both of these dudes are older now, wiser now, and fully focused on their futures. They're not jumping into any street tension, not chasing old conflicts. and not entertaining unnecessary chaos. At this point in their lives, everything is about business, stability, and keeping their money flowing strong. Max B looks like he's ready to take off again, and the excitement around his return is high. There's also a conversation going around where some people ask why folks are celebrating him at all. But the truth is simple. Supporters aren't celebrating any accusations, any past situations, or anything negative tied to his history. They're celebrating the artist, the talent, the influence, and the music that touched a whole generation. He's an entertainer, and fans are excited about the music, the vibe, and the sound he brings. Plain and simple, every time someone finishes a prison sentence, the internet starts the same debate. Why are people celebrating this? Why is this a big deal? But in this case, supporters are reacting to the artist, not the past. And folks keep mixing the two together like they can't tell the difference. When Max B showed up at the football game, some people online started asking, why is he there? Or why didn't they invite a lawyer, an engineer, a scientist, or a doctor instead? But that whole argument doesn't even match the situation. A football game is entertainment. It's literally built for crowds who want to relax, cheer, and enjoy a show. It's not a place for a lecture or a workshop. It's a stadium full of fans wanting to be entertained. And nobody's saying people shouldn't aim to be doctors, engineers, scientists, or anything outside of music or sports. Those careers are important, respected, and needed. But a football stadium isn't a classroom. It's an entertainment zone. Athletes thrive there. Performers get invited there. And public figures often pull up because their world overlaps with entertainment culture. Rap and hip hop are also part of entertainment. So it makes sense for someone like Max B to be seen in that environment. The NFL is a huge platform, and it connects with the music world all the time. Halftime shows, celebrity guests, soundtrack promos, all of that. So seeing an entertainer in an entertainment space is normal, not a controversy. People online like to twist things into deeper arguments, but in reality, it's simple. Supporters are celebrating the artist, the creativity, and the cultural influence, not anything tied to his past situation. People online kept asking why they rolling out the red carpet for him. But the same folks forget that celebrations happen in every community for all kinds of reasons. People throw huge parties when someone graduates from college and nobody complains. Families buy surprise cars for kids finishing high school or moving up in school, and the whole neighborhood cheers. But when it comes to an entertainer coming home and supporters showing love, suddenly people start nitpicking and choosing what deserves a celebration. At the end of the day, that's just how the internet works. Folks talk how they talk, and they flip every story into something deeper than it really is. Meanwhile, the real focus is on what Max B is about to do next, because he was always known for bringing energy, jokes, style, and pure personality into every moment he touched. Back in the day, people used to watch his interviews nonstop because he always came with a wild laugh, a smooth delivery, and a vibe that made every clip feel like a movie scene. He used to hop on calls for interviews, drop unexpected mixtapes, pop up in random videos, and keep the culture buzzing week after week. His presence was loud, entertaining, and unpredictable. And that's why so many supporters are curious to see how he moves now that he's back in action. He had a unique spark that made people tune in daily, and folks want to know if that same energy is returning. Now everyone's waiting to see what his first official move is going to be, what type of sound he's bringing, and how he plans to jump back into the spotlight. Drop your thoughts on it, because this moment has the whole culture watching closely. There was also a little situation on YouTube recently, and that story is coming soon. A full breakdown is on the way during the next live stream. More updates, more content, more conversations are loading up, so stay locked in. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and see what's in our hood next.